Welcome to Datalynx's YouTube channel. This lesson focuses on our exceptional data masking solution. This solution requires Datalynx's data management suite, which includes Data Explorer and Data Exchange. Let's begin with Data Explorer. We will connect to the AdventureWorks database. Right-click on the database and select Data Masking. The data masking window will appear, displaying table names on the left, and their corresponding columns on the right. Below this, you'll find the masking pane, which we'll be working with. In the masking pane, you will see three types of masking options: masked group item, random group item, and shuffle. Let's explore this further. Masked group item chooses random data from a business group for the data field based on an integer value as a key. This is used to maintain the masked data throughout the dataset. For example, person's first name, Adam, will be masked to Vince, and this will be maintained throughout the database where first name, Adam, occurs. Random group item, this function chooses random data from a business group. For example, person's first name, Adam, will be masked to Vince, and this will not be maintained throughout the database where first name, Adam, occurs. Shuffle shuffles the data field based on an integer value. For example, credit card number 123 will be shuffled to 456. We will elaborate this as we move forward. Additionally, you will find a masking list, which has the sample business groups. These are only some examples, and require changes in Exchange. The key will maintain the algorithm used to mask the data. You can edit the work schema, database, and prefix for the table name as needed. To start, right-click on the table's primary key. A button labeled Add as a Unique Index will appear. Click on it. This step is crucial. Now, if you want to mask the first name using the Masked Group Item type, you can select the first name column and then choose the masking type. You can select DX first name from the masking list. We will leave the key as 123 for the respective data column. Click the Select button to add your first name data column for masking. Next, we will add the same masking type for the last name, followed by list. However, we will change the mapping key to 124. Lastly, let's click on the Select button to add your last name data column for masking. Now, let's explore the random group item masking. We will apply this masking type to the middle name. Choose the DX last name business group from the list. Likewise, let's edit the mapping key to 125. Finally, add the middle name by clicking on the Select column button. Now, let's look at the Shuffle option. Let's shuffle the row grid. There's no need to select anything from the list, but let's edit the key to 126. Click on the Select button to add the row grid to the list. After you've finished selecting the columns for masking, click the Generate Script button. This action will produce both the drop table script and a script for creating a new table. Since we're creating the table for the first time, let's comment out the drop script. This is especially useful if you've previously worked on these columns for data masking and have already created the corresponding table. Additionally, we have changed the new table name to DX person, but you can create the system-generated table name if you like. Execute the script. It will create a new table with the columns selected for masking, and insert all the values from the source into this table, for this iteration. To conclude the tasks in Data Explorer for now, let's register our new table. Right-click on the tables, and select Single Table Registration option. Enter the table name, and click OK to register. Once it's done, we will log into Data Exchange to implement the data masking functions. Business groups are heavily used in data masking types such as masked group item and random group item. Since we use these types for first name, last name, and middle name, we have to create the business groups for the corresponding columns. In this video, we will import the first name, last name, and middle name from the CSV files. Click the Import button. Select the Merge option. Point to the folder with CSV files, and click the Select Folder button. This will take some time to import, as the list is relatively longer than a normal business group. After it's imported, you'll be able to view the data. The business group name matches the name of the CSV file. If you want to make any edits, click the Edit button, and remember to click Save once you've made the changes. To learn more about business groups, visit Lesson 8. A quick note, if you wish to create business group CSV files, you can do so, using Xplorer. Execute your queries as usual and save the results as CSV files. Simply write your query to generate the desired list, then right-click on the result and choose Save As to save it to your preferred location as a comma-separated file. Let's return to the data exchange process and begin updating the columns with masked values. To start, let's create a folder named 01 Data Masking. Click on the New button to generate a new template and give it a name. For this task, we'll designate the source as the AdventureWorks database, where the source table, person, resides. Since we're updating the DX person table with masked values, the destination is also the AdventureWorks database. Depending on your project specifications, you can adjust the source and destination accordingly, whether it's a delimited file, an Oracle schema, or based on other sources mentioned in the guide or covered in Lesson 4. Now, let's delve into data mapping. While this section is entirely automated, if you're interested in learning how to create sequences and map source and destination columns manually, you can find tutorials in Lessons 5 and 6. Click on the Import from Data Explorer button. Please ensure you have a valid database registration to proceed with this practice. If you need guidance on registering a database for import from Data Explorer, refer to Lesson 14. This will facilitate synchronization between Data Explorer templates and related activities within Data Exchange. Choose the AdventureWorks 2019 template and then click on the Data Masking button. This will display the columns selected in Data Explorer for various types of masking. Next, click the Import button to automatically generate a sequence. Let's confirm the source by clicking on the sequence to review the SQL statement. Firstly, we will rename the sequence name as we change the masking table to DX person. Similarly, we'll review the SQL statement. Click on the Validate button to check if your query is correct. Once validated, we'll close the window. Click the Save button on Processing Sequence to confirm the changes. Expand the destination pane. Change the destination table to DX_person. Specify Business Entity ID as the first key and click the Save button. When the warning window appears, click No to avoid regenerating the columns. You will see that the columns are already mapped with the data masking functions we selected in Data Explorer. For example, let's examine the first name column. As mentioned earlier, the mapping list contains sample business groups. You need to select your existing business group. Here, we will double-click on the first name in the business group pane by highlighting the sample business group. This action will copy the first name business group. Now, let's edit the test value for the first name to Ken. Click the Validate button to see how Xplorer will mask Ken as K. Since this is group item masking, all instances of the first name, Ken, regardless of the last name or other associated values, will be changed to K. All other first names will be masked in a similar manner. Please click the OK button to save. Now let's edit the mapping rule for the last name column. Change the sample business group to the existing business group, which is last name. Next, edit the test value for the last name to Lee. Once this is done, click on the Validate button, and you will see that the last name, Lee, will be masked to Graham. Since this is also group item masking, all instances of the last name, Lee, regardless of any first name or other values, will be masked as Graham. Please click on the OK button to save and exit. Similarly, let's edit the mapping rule for the middle name. Change the sample business group from DX last name to middle name. Set the test value to W. Once done, click on the Validate button. Now, you can see that the middle names will be masked with random values from the middle name business group. This uses the random group masking function, meaning each middle name will be replaced by a different random value. Please click on the OK button to save and exit. Lastly, let's edit the mapping rule for the rowed column. We'll use the shuffle function, which shuffles values within the column itself. There's no need to add a business group for this type of data masking, simply add a test value. Once done, click the Validate button. You will notice that the specific rowed value has been shuffled and now shows a different value. Please click on the OK button to save and exit. Click the Close button to exit the destination window. Then, click the Finalize button to complete your template. A warning window will appear. Click the Yes button to proceed. You will be directed back to the home window. You will see a tick on the template, which means the template is now finalized and ready to submit. Open the template. Now, you should be able to view the Submit button. Click on the Submit to submit your job. You can run the job immediately, or schedule the job. Click OK to continue. To track the job progress, click the Queue button from the Immediate Jobs toolbar. The Job Queue window will appear, and you can see that your job is running. Once it finishes updating the DX person table with masked values, the job queue will be clear. And the job will be moved to the job history. To learn more about jobs, watch Lesson 15. Once the job is completed, you can go back to Xplorer and view the updates made to first name, middle name, last name, and row GUID. We hope you found this video on the data masking solution helpful. Thank you for watching.